Hey Taurus, and welcome to your April 2019 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to give you guys hopefully a fun, positive, hopeful reading for your month ahead as you enter into like a super hopeful, possibility-oriented month. I feel good when I look at your energies, Taurus. I do. I know that you might be looking at it and seeing some things that are like not quite perfect, and that is true, as is for everyone this month, as we are still in the shadow of the Mercury retrograde, and we have a lot of retrogrades coming in. It can't be perfect for everybody, but I feel like you are way better off than you were this time last year, and I feel like you are, and everybody is to a degree, kind of doing a lot better than they give themselves credit for. There's a sense of things comfortably falling into place in April. There is a sense of things becoming okay collectively if we want them to be individually. I feel publicly and on the world scale things can get a little bit tense and heated during this time, but I feel that individually and on the micro, we can really do a lot to make our lives more comfortable, easy, and buildable here. So you are doing good, Taurus. Your energies are one of the more positive ones this month, undoubtedly. You might be feeling a little bit of a lapse in creativity. You might be feeling like you're having to work a little too hard for the money that you make. You might be feeling like confrontation and effective action are not quite on your side. And you might feel that things aren't quite authentic, or your body might be a little bit mad at you. But all of these things are quite small in comparison to the possibility that does truly arise here. Also, the control that you get, perhaps not a great environment for Taurus who struggle with control freaks in their life or control freak tendencies themselves, but you get control here. You get a sense of power here. I'm looking straight at the Emperor and Justice in your reading together, and when those two come together, to me this is like for those of you who are history freaks, it gives me like Henry VIII vibes. It gives me like, Henry VIII becoming the leader of the Church of England, like sort of merging two senses of power in one person. So some of you who are like entrepreneurs, I could see merging two businesses. I could see integrating and merging, regardless of whether you're a business person or not, two powerful aspects of your life into one omni-powerful thing, which is an interesting thing to see for Taurus. For some of you, it could be as simple as like consolidating assets, consolidating homes, even, building, adding things onto your home, connecting buildings. And these messages are quite random, but I feel like if it's not like buildings, it's like connecting synapse for you, understanding light bulb moments, things finally clicking, consolidation of things happening. It's really, really incredible energy, a burst. Definitely a burst of energy for you here. And you could be, if you're not careful, you could take on too much during this month as well. You might not realize how much you have to put into it around August, I'm feeling. By then, these things which kind of feel possible here can become too much to handle. So maybe be a bit conservative in how much you choose to take on here. But at the same time, take on a lot. Take some things on, try something new, go on an adventure, go on a retreat, like an adventurous retreat, travel. I feel like flying could be good for you. It is the energy of vacation, and it's also connecting to June for vacations as well. So planning a vacation in June could be interesting for you, definitely, Taurus. And letting some things fall through even. One thing that we're all going through during this part of April is what do I want to say? Ending phases being stretched out. Mercury stayed retrograde in Pisces past the equinox, and then it stays in shadow until April 14th. So what we see there is a stretching out of what we needed to let go of pre-equinox, and we can see that that stretches out past the beginning of the equinox. So you're going to have to follow through with something relating to something falling through. So finally ending the relationship that has been over since like November. Finally letting go of the investment that is just showing you a loss at this point in time. Finally choosing to take weekends off for now so that you can pursue other things, put your energy into other things. Donating to charity, donating the old clothes you never wear to charity. We have an opportunity in the first half of April, from like the 1st to the 14th, to follow through on the things that we needed to do in March as it related to letting things go, relating to, getting rid of things which are holding us down and keeping us heavy, okay? The right thing will happen. I feel with Justice and the Emperor, well-placed King of Wands, well placed in your reading. I feel that the right thing will happen. Also, Queen of Pentacles. The thing that's good for you will happen this month. So if you're worried, if you're scared, if you're a bit petrified of something, feeling stuck, stagnant, you shouldn't. You shouldn't, first and foremost. But if you do, the right thing will happen. Try to not be over concerned with fairness, though. That is one thing that Justice tells us. We have to be quite integrated when it comes to fairness. On one hand, we can't reject fairness, but we also can't over concern ourselves with it. So try to do the right thing relating to your moral compass, but also try to not allow the thought of that to prevent you from doing anything. Okay, there does need to be action here. I feel there does need to be action in the month of April for Taurus. All right. Anything else before I get into the week to week? Try to not to be too secretive. Secretiveness is a thing of the past. Try to not surround yourself with secretive people, corrupt people. This Knight of Cups has been popping up for a lot of us this month. It's been a big thing, and it's like it keeps showing up in different readings. So pretty much all of us have a leechy, parasitic, secretive person in our lives right now, or someone that we just can't figure out how to please. And that's not going to be how that interprets for all of you or for everyone. Knight of Cups is not inherently a bad energy. But I feel that Knight of Cups during Aries time, when we're meant to be open, action-oriented, fun, passionate, linear, it adds a complexity and secretiveness and heaviness, Saturnineness to a situation where it doesn't belong. Okay, so try to not prioritize murky Piscean, Scorpionic, Cancerian energy. We've had those times. We've had those energies. And this is one of the seldom times of the year where that doesn't have to flourish. But for some reason, it's found itself here. Again, not inherently a bad thing, but perhaps better prioritized at a different time of the year. Okay, and before we get into the week-to-week Taurus, I do hope that you will jump over to my Patreon page and check out my guide for April. It's a free content. I'm going to try to start posting them throughout the year, and if it's something that helps you out, you can always pledge to my Patreon page and get all the paid content and all of the early ad-free readings, benevolence messages, whatever you like, if you would like to pledge and support the channel. So please jump over there and check it out. I love my community over there. It's like a smaller community, and as much as I love YouTube, they're both great in their own ways. It's kind of nice to have that private, connection point towards like sort of a locked away, secluded, community. And I really enjoy that. So jump over there, check that out, sign up if you would like. You don't even have to do a paid subscription to sign up if you would like to become a member over there. But again, if you like the content, you can always support it. And also, I will be posting videos on my YouTube channel every Friday at 5 p.m. now. I'm trying to structure it out a little bit more, so if you would like to set a reminder for that, that would be awesome. Okay, Taurus, let's go ahead and get into the week-to-week for you in the month of April. That is week number 1. You have Knight of Cups rooted down by 7 of Wands reversed. So again, that's honestly the hardest week of the month for you. Again, this Knight of Cups energy is not natural during this time of the year, but it makes sense that we might have to face it during this time of the year. If we've had secrets proliferate our lives, or if we've had lack of closure, or lack of integrity, even lack of clarity, this time of the year when we need to fix things that could come up, maybe we need to fix things relating to our integrity or relating to the integrity of those around us. Are we surrounding ourselves with people who have no integrity? I want you to ask yourself that, Taurus. Are you surrounding yourself with good people? Are you surrounding yourself with people who have good intentions? Are you surrounding yourself with people that you'll look back, 10, 20 years from now and say, yeah, that was someone that I needed in my life. That was someone who really gave my life a nice momentum. Are you surrounding yourself with those people? I feel like a lot of you aren't. And it's painful to feel that some of you also don't voice it. 7 of Wands reversed can indicate that we are not speaking our truth. There's a conflict or a confrontation that might need to happen that is not being spoken. So perhaps these people around you who are not right for you have no clue that they're not either, because the apprehension that you have is never voiced. And that way you yourself could be falling into Knight of Cups because you perhaps are a bit afraid, or having had so much stress in your life, you just don't want to create more and you don't voice the issues, the problems. I want you to think about that in the first week. And I want you to think about, is this a good look for me too? Is this where I want to see myself? Do I want to look back 10, 20 years from now, seeing myself like never having the confidence to voice the truth, or not making a change, just kind of stagnating in silence? Okay. This isn't a silently stagnating time, which again is why Knight of Cups kind of irks me coming up for so many people. It's because and there are times of the year where we need stillness. Let's not mix up stagnation and stillness. Knight of Cups during Cancer time of the year, during even during Taurus time of the year, which we do get later in the month, but not optimum. During Scorpio, Pisces, Capricorn, really great for Knight of Cups energy. Great times for stillness and really sticking yourself out in a situation you've been in for a while, but not now. It's not natural for it. We have that Mercury retrograde shadow in Pisces still acting up, and that encourages it. That's probably why it's here for a lot of us. But try to be honest, try to be open, try to be understanding, and think back to the past as well. In the beginning of April, that could be okay. Think back to the past and think, was that person better for me than I gave it credit for? Is that person changed too? Are there closures that need to be made? It's an interesting thought pattern for you right now. Okay. Week number 2, Taurus, you have the King of Wands done by Justice. Way better. You've done something right in the first week. You'll get it. Justice also says to me, mixing with King of Wands, that's great. You realize, you discern, you get clear on what is and isn't right for you. And then you kind of step into this jovial Jupiterian, very Jupiter and Sag vibes. Saying, I'm moving on. I wish you the best. I wish this situation the best. I wish this job the best. I wish this past patterns of my own the best. But I've got to move on now, and I've got to sort of jump out on a limb here. A great time for a leap of faith. Very the Fool energy coming up for you. You have power. You have power during that time. If you see how Justice has the sword and the scales, and then the King of Wands has the wand, you have a lot of means at your disposal. That gives me magician vibes as well, because there's just so many different what do I want to say? Objects of power, not quite. Positions, not quite. It's more of there are just many coins, many faces of power that you can utilize right now to make the needed changes in your life. So week number 2, a great time to get action oriented, a great time to get behind yourself, a great time to become confident, optimistic, and less cactusy. And Taurus, Taurus and Capricorn and Virgo, all of the earth signs, when things get too Saturnian, when things get too cold or bitter or hidden or secretive, you become cactile. Is that a word? I'm not sure. You become cactusy, very prickly. So a great time to become like a bloom, to become a blooming flower versus a prickling cactus, and both can be wonderful. But I just feel like, this time of the year, this is the time to blossom, Taurus, and you can be a cat. You've been maybe cactile for a while, and you can be a cactus later, but enjoy some fruitful blossoming in your life right now, because it's there for you. Especially as we move into week number 3, Ace of Wands reversed done by Queen of Pentacles. Very fertile, authentic, what your body needs energy of Queen of Pentacles, which is rooted up by Ace of Wands reversed. So through a lack of creativity or through a lack of passion, even perhaps a slight burnout, don't worry about it. After week number 2, you see what needs watering in your life. You see what, how to care for the plants, basically how to care for, you see that one plant has too much water and it starts to decay, or you see that one that doesn't have enough and it starts to decay, and you realize that balance, Justice and Queen of Pentacles near each other, realizing the balance of what to put in to your body, what to put into your life, what to surround yourself with. Certain plants have to have a certain type of lighting, a certain type of watering, and I feel that Taurus treats itself as an inanimate object, not a living object. You're not treating yourself like a living object. You're not taking into account what environment you need to be surrounded by. And you become a cactus by default, because cactus, and again, there's nothing wrong with cactus. Cactus are beautiful. They bloom beautifully. They store water. They are incredible plants. But they're tough plants, A cactus can obviously live a lot longer than a rose in the desert, and due to perhaps surrounding yourself with tough environments, you've forced yourself to become a cactus because you feel you're afraid of your survival. You don't think you can survive, so you've got to store all that water. You've got to have that prickly surface to ensure your survival, especially for those of you with a Scorpio placement, I feel like, Capricorn placement, Cancer placement. And again, nothing wrong with cactus, but how nice it might be, Taurus, to give yourself the proper lighting, the proper water, the proper surroundings, to have some really healthy bloom coming up here, to be enjoyed, to be thought with beauty. Because, sometimes people accidentally rub up against a cactus and they hurt themselves and they don't like that cactus, Whereas no one really dislikes, some sort of beautiful flower. Okay. Again, it's not to say there's anything wrong with your toughness. It's pretty incredible that you can be so beautiful yet so like lethal as well, and so self-preserving. It's kind of an interesting outcome, I feel, of Saturn and Capricorn trining your Taurus placements. It gives this like element of toughness and self-preservation again, which there's nothing wrong with it. I just feel like this time of the year, Taurus, it's okay to kind of to bloom. You know, it's spring, it's springtime. It's you know, save this for like later this year perhaps, or even like next year. It could be nice to not scratch the people who want to embrace you once they become right. And that's the question, you know, are the people who are embracing you right now, are they dangerous? Do they represent a threat to you? Have you grown these prickles on account of like knowing that you can't be that heavily embraced by anyone around you right now? It's food for thought. Week number 4, you have 3 of Pentacles reversed, rooted down by the Emperor. Very powerful. Again, week 2 and week 4 show you like super powerful, super strong, super masculine as well in your energy. Air and fire energy, Mars energy, Saturn energy, very yang oriented energy. And this can go different for like male and female Tauruses. For male Taurus, this can say that you need to, again, like implement some of those, like be strong, be powerful, move forward. And for both genders, really, it's not actually that gender differential. You know, you could see that as a female Taurus, this might be great to seek out this type of person. It could be great to seek out someone who is yang oriented, but I also feel that you need to not be afraid to move forward, to push forward, to invade even. I feel Taurus to be invading, and I don't feel that in a negative way. I feel that to be invading a sphere that you've never done before, something that you've always wanted to do that you've never let yourself do because you're too practical. Because, you know, you've got to save your water, got to save your liquid, you're a cactus. Invest some of that water here and now. Invest in the business, perhaps, especially once we get towards the end of the month. Get more help in your life. Again, the Emperor has a lot of help. There are a lot of, you know, people who orbit the Emperor helping him with things. So it could be a time maybe to look into a cleaning service for your house, or look into some type of service, even like hiring some type of service to help out so that you have more time to invest. For some of you, it could look like that. For others of you, it could look like allowing yourself sovereignty over your life, not being so controlled by others, not being a pawn of other people, not playing up the decisions that others want to make for you, but allowing yourself to decide for yourself. Perhaps for years now, you've been allowing some meddling, manipulative person to decide for you. Could it be nice to maybe have your own autonomy here and now? It could be beautiful, I think, for you. Your central theme is 10 of Wands reversed. So again, watch out for taking on too much this month. There is an element of resting within the adventure, resting within the pioneering spirit that emerges here. You know, the blossoms, they kind of rest in the wind, and that's when they're the most beautiful. So try to not be carrying too much. Don't let, like, you know, what do I want to say? Like, no reason to crush the blossoms. You know, 10 of Wands, it's very heavy, so don't take on too much, don't carry too much. Watch your posture, get massage, perhaps chiropractic. It could be good, especially after the Mercury shadow, so second half of the month, playing up your body's healing properties by a nice, comfortable experience. Again, we're moving into your time of the year, Taurus. April 21st to May 21st, please allow yourself to bloom. Please allow yourself to be in an environment where you can be delicate, where you can be beautifully delicate, okay? And try to leave environments where you have to be the cactus behind. And you will find that your life is incredible during this time of the year. Incredible birthday gifts, whether these come from people or they come from the universe. Looking around your environment as everything starts to bloom, as the light starts to come in, as the moon rises, you find yourself like more powerful than you've ever been before. Connecting with the people who you should have always had around you in the first place, okay? New people, Taurus, new people. Not old people, new people. Old people can be good for you. You know, people who maybe you haven't connected with in a long time, as if they came back into your life in a new way. But if you look towards someone and you want to connect with them, and this is just the same person, the same role, the same thing that's been in my life forever, that's a no. That's a no for you right now. However, if you can look back at people who you maybe haven't spoken to in a few years and like, whoa, that person has changed a lot. That person has completely renovated their life. That could be interesting, but also just really nice to have completely new territory. It is the equinox time of the year. It is the start of the 2019 year cycle. We have Jupiter in Sagittarius. We have, you know, an incredible environment for enjoying ourselves and not having to put up these false walls. We have Saturn, Pluto, and Capricorn. They both go retrograde. So we can't be reckless necessarily, but through discernment, we can find an environment in which we can thrive. Okay, Taurus, I am wishing you guys so much love and light. I hope that this video resonated for you. Check that sun, moon, rising sign if you would like more insight into what's going on. Jump over to my Patreon page. All of those links are in the description box below. And I am hoping and praying for you this month. Good luck. I love Taurus. I love its energy. Enjoy these blooms. Not so cactile, please. We will be talking next time. Your likes, comments, subscribes make my day. Talk soon, Taurus. Bye.